Hello, everybody. We are back at Millett Hall for the first leg of a Miami basketball doubleheader, starting off with the Miami women's basketball team taking on the Cedarville Yellow Jackets here from Millett Hall. My name is Jake Zirolli. I will be your host for pregame, halftime, and postgame, as well as on color commentary with Andrew Relvas. This is the home opener for the RedHawk women. Their meeting history so far with Cedarville, 5-1 in their history. The first meeting, actually, Cedarville won 41-40 here at Oxford. Miami has won the last 5. Most recent being on December 28th, 2016, when Miami took the win 70-57 here in Oxford. The 2025 season so far, obviously it's just getting started, but Miami is starting it perfectly. They are 1-0, sitting 4th to 13 in the MAC, having not played a conference game yet. Their only game was a 63-53 win at Coastal Carolina at the HTC Center in Conway, South Carolina, for their leg of the MAC SBC Challenge. They got the MAC a win there. Their scoring leader was Tamar Singer, number 13, the sophomore from Haifa, Israel, with 16 points for the RedHawks, so a big game for her. The rebound leader was the junior from Ferdinand, Indiana, Amber Treader, with 11, 3 of them offensive, 8 defensive. So a big game from her. She looks to replicate that performance with some dominance in the paint here tonight. The assist leader were Singer and Treader, both with 3. So sharing the ball well, especially between those two star players. As a team, the RedHawks shot 40% from the field, 70% from the line, and 34.3% from 3. This is a good three-point shooting team. This is generally a good shooting team. Last year, they shot 32.6% from 3, which is 5th in the MAC, and 42.3% from the field, which was 7th in the conference, averaging 66.5 points per game last season. So look to continue that track of high-scoring games tonight with some Division II opposition. A big second quarter for the RedHawks was what made the difference against the Chanticleers. They won the second quarter's points battle 21-4. Leading the game 35-22 at half. It was a close game going into that quarter. However, Miami was able to pull away through a big second quarter, winning that one by 17 points. The starting 5 for the RedHawks that night was Singer, Treader, Ilse de Vries, 6'3 sophomore from Groningen in the Netherlands, Clara Gonzalez-Planella, a Jacksonville State transfer from Barcelona, and Amber Scalia, the St. Thomas transfer, the 5'9 senior out of Stillwater, Minnesota. Let's move over to Cedarville, the Yellow Jackets, their first game this season. They are in Division II. They're a member of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, also known as the GMAC. So a little MAC-GMAC action for you guys on this Friday night. They are located, as the name would suggest, in Cedarville, Ohio. There's no tricks there. They are an hour and a half away from Miami, roughly, so it'll be a short bus ride back to Cedarville for them. Led by their head coach, Addie Miller, in her second season. She led the Yellow Jackets to a 14-15 record last year, 10-10 in the GMAC, finishing 7th of 13. They're also members of the NCCAA, the National Christian Collegiate Athletic Association, so another organization that Cedarville is a member of and that they contribute to. As I said, this is their first game this season. Miami is their only Division I team on their schedule. So they look to come in here and ruffle some feathers. But as I've said in earlier broadcasts, hopefully they are not RedHawk feathers, folks. As I said, last season they went 14-15 under the leadership of Addie Miller in her first season as the head coach. 10-10 in the conference, 7 of 13 was their final standing. So this Cedarville team, if you look at the stats, they don't jump out at you, but this is a tough team. They really are. They don't allow a very low amount of points, not a very stingy defense. They allowed 69.1 points per game last season, which was 11th in the GMAC, and only scored 65.9. So their offense isn't going to blow you away, but this is a gritty team. They play with real hustle. One thing they do need to do, if they are going to cause an upset here at Millett, they need to make their free throws. They only shot 68.6% from the line last season, which does sound pretty solid if you just think about the number, but it was 10th in the GMAC. And being only 2 out of 3, making only 2 out of every 3 free throws, you need a little more than that to take down a Division I team like Miami. Speaking of stats, let's go into our stat leaders. So Miami's stat leaders will all be from the game against Coastal Carolina. Cedarville's stat leaders will be from last season, since they have not played a game yet this season. For Miami, the points leaders against Coastal were Tamar Singer with 16, as I said, Amber Scalia with 15. And the junior also from Barcelona, Nuria Hurjo, with 11 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist, shooting 50% from the field. Rebounding, Amber Treader, as I said, was the leader with 11 boards. Then Tamar Singer with 4. Then there was a tie with 3 rebounds. We had Clara Gonzalez Planella, Macy Taylor, the redshirt junior, actually the new Wright State transfer, just came out from the Raiders. She was averaging 8, 3, and 2 last year for that squad in the Horizon League. Nuria Hurjo and Brooke Blumenfeld, the Northern Illinois transfer, came in from the other MAC school, averaging 9, 2.5, and half an assist on 50% shooting from the floor. They all had 3 rebounds. Those 5 did. Brooke Blumenfeld, the 6-foot redshirt junior from Northbrook, Illinois, as I said, the Northern Illinois transfer, looking to bring some size into this RedHawk team, a team that has struggled some to rebound. Even though they have no shortage of height, they're just looking for that hustle to go with that height. So Brooke Blumenfeld will hopefully bring that aspect to this team and get them the gritty rebounds they need. I'm sure she's excited to make her home debut. On the assist game, as I said, Singer and Treader splitting it with 3 apiece. So they'll look to continue to share the ball. Ilse Vries actually with 2 as well. Last game, Macy Taylor also with 3 assists in the game against Coastal. Moving over to Cedarville's stat leaders, remember these are all from last season. Ella Sellers leads the line scoring with 11.2 points per game. The sophomore, 5 feet 10 inches from Ashland, Kentucky. Last season, as I said, 11.2 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. She will be one of their top scorers this year. I have no doubt about it. This girl can hoop, and I just hope that Miami is able to scheme for her defensively and is able to not let her get to the basket, because if you let her get to the basket, she's making no mistake. Other points leaders from last year, Brianna Zagjacek, the senior, 5 feet 11 inches from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, averaged 10.4 points with 5.2 rebounds and 1.7 assists. The transfer from Illinois Springfield 3 seasons ago, pardon me. And the third leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets last year was Regan Hubert, the junior, 5 feet 6 from Cincinnati, so real close to here, just an hour away. She averaged 8.2 points per game, along with 3.1 rebounds and 2.4 assists for the Yellow Jackets last season. In the rebounding game, Zagjacek led the line, with 5.2 rebounds per game. Alessa Kincaid, the junior from Riverview, Michigan, behind her with 3.8 rebounds per game, also adding 6.6 points and 1.1 assists. Ella Sellers also with 3.7 rebounds per game to go with her stellar stat line. And Chloe Downing, the sophomore from Springboro, Ohio, with 3.4 rebounds to go with her 6.4 points and an assist per game. Speaking of assists, it is Regan Hubert who led the line with 2.4 assists per game for the Hornets. Not the Hornets, the Yellow Jackets. The logos look very similar. I apologize. Then Sellers was next. Ella Sellers, again, she keeps popping up all over the stat line. It would be wise at Glenn Box to take notes on this, because this is the girl they're going to want to guard. She is going to cause some trouble for this RedHawk team. She had 2.3 assists per game last season, tied with Emma K. Martin, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Rogers State, 5 feet 8 inches from Flower Mound, Texas. She had 2.3 assists per game to go with 2.3 rebounds per game and 5.8 points per game. Let's jump a little more into their rosters as the clock ticks down to just under 20 minutes before tip-off, as the Miami Pledge rings out in the Millett speakers. Looking at some veterans and transfers. For Miami, this is actually a very transfer-heavy team. The only 2 real vets having been here for multiple years, having not transferred, are Nuria Hurjo, who is a junior, having played here for 2 or 3 seasons, and Amber Treader, another junior. They really don't have many seniors that they have home ground, sort of. They've come in through transfers. Their only seniors on their roster are Gonzalez Planella, who is a senior, came in from Jacksonville State. Scalia, who I said came in from St. Thomas. Ashton Ellie, the 5'10 guard from Little Rock, Arkansas, who came in from UAB, who averaged 2.4, 1.6, and 0.6 on 40.7% shooting for the Blazers last season. Those are all of their seniors. This is a very young RedHawk team. I think bringing in that experience was wise of Coach Glenn Box and the recruiting department. I think that experience will help the RedHawks steady themselves as they get down the stretch into this tough MAC slate. But their transfers, I already detailed Gonzalez Planella from Jacksonville State. Macy Taylor, as I said, is a Wright State transfer, so coming over from the Raiders to the RedHawks. And Brooke Blumenfeld, who I talked about for a little bit, switching sides in the MAC, moving from DeKalb, Illinois, over here to Oxford, Ohio, to join the RedHawks from the Northern Illinois Huskies. For Cedarville, again, a transfer, somewhat transfer-heavy team, only 2 transfers. It's obviously different in Division II than it is in Division I. You only have a certain amount of scholarships you can give out, only a certain amount of money that you can use for your transfers. But our veterans, we have Regan Hubert is a junior, played here for 3 seasons. Brianna Zajacek transferred in, as I said, 3 seasons before, transferred in before the 2023-24 season. So she is entering her 3rd year. She is a senior. And Alyssa Kincaid, who was a junior, as I said, the 5'10 forward from Riverview, Michigan. One of their main sources of rebounds for this Yellow Jacket side. Their transfers, however, the main ones are Kate Belling, the redshirt junior guard, 5'10 from South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The transfer from William Jewell College, where last season she averaged 4.2 points and 2.4 rebounds per game. And in addition to her, we have Emma K. Martin, as I said, the redshirt sophomore from Flower Mound, Texas. Transfer from Rogers State, where she averaged about 6'2 and 2 last season. Coming into the Cedarville team, they both look to bring their experiences from other schools into the Cedarville offense to help Coach Miller win them some games and advance up the standings in the CCAC. Excuse me, not the CCAC, the GMAC. Pardon me, that's the conference of our other team tonight, who the men's team will be facing Trinity Christian. But I'm getting off topic. Our players to watch here for Miami, it's got to be Tamar Singer, the lead scorer. Last game was 16 points, only 5'4". She doesn't jump out at you with her size, but she is shifty. She has a really good handle on the basketball, really, really good floor general. She represented the nation of Israel in the 2023 Under-20 FIBA Women's European Championship. And during that championship, she led the team with 6.9 assists per game. So she can certainly dish it out. Last season, she averaged 6.3 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 4.2 assists on just under 40% shooting as a freshman. So looking to take that step up in her sophomore season. Another one to watch, I feel like I've said her name a few times so far, Amber Treader, the 6'1 junior from Ferdinand, Indiana. She was an All-MAC honorable mention in the last 2 seasons. Her freshman year in the 23-24 campaign, she was freshman All-MAC team. She has a school record for rebounds by a freshman with 222, and she is on pace to become one of only 2 RedHawks in program history to have 1,000 or more rebounds in her career. So that would be a crazy feat for her to accomplish, and we hope that she gets there to cement herself in Miami history, which is, of course, a rich one. And our third one to watch for the RedHawks is guard Clara Gonzalez Planella, 5'8", a senior from Barcelona, Spain. Of course, the transfer from Jacksonville State, where last season she averaged 8 points, just under 3 rebounds and an assist on 32.5% shooting from the floor. She was in the 6th Player of the Year in Conference USA last season. Shot 35.6% from 3, so she is a markswoman from deep. And she hit double figures 11 times for Jacksonville State, so she looks to bring that scoring prowess to Millett Hall to excite these RedHawk fans who are beginning to pile in. The band in the student section. Student section looking a little barren, but we are 15 minutes away from tip, so they will come out here. I'm seeing people file in. The atmosphere is getting ready here. It's going to be a good night of basketball. For Cedarville, guard forward Brianna Zajacek has to be one of the 2 main threats. The other one I'll get to after, but I feel like I've said her name multiple times. Zajacek, the 5'11 senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Illinois Springfield transfer 3 seasons ago. 18 games in double figures for her last year, so she is a prolific scorer. She was the 2nd leading scorer and the lead rebounder, only behind Ella Sellers, who we'll talk about in just a moment. And she was selected to the GMAC's All-Academic team. Zajacek averaging 10.4 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. So she really does play that guard-forward role well. You know, she can score for herself, but she can also make those opportunities for other players. She does have, about that 2 assists per game from last season. She is a creator out there. But that forward role, she is also to get rebounds. She's also able to get into the paint and get rebounds. She had 5.2 per game last season. So she's looking to become that dual threat player that Coach Miller needs from her. We've said her name so many times. Ella Sellers, our second woman to watch here. 5'10", sophomore from Ashland, Kentucky. She was the NCCAA, that is the National Christian Collegiate Athletic Association, Midwest Region second team she was selected to. Also selected to the All-GMAC second team last season. So some honors for her in her freshman campaign. She had 31 points in a win over Lake Erie, which sat bottom of the conference last season, but 31 points is 31 points. There's no joke about that. Ella Sellers is a bucket. She is going to be tough to stop for this team. And I'm excited to see how she matches up with players like Tamar Singer, how they go band for band today. And our last woman from Cedarville, we have Alessa Kincaid, the 5'10 junior from Riverview, Michigan. Unfortunately, last season was a bit tumultuous for her. She missed 9 of their last 13 games with injury, but still amassed 5 games in double figures and also was on the GMAC academic team. I forgot to mention that Ella Sellers was also on the GMAC academic team. So these 3 ladies from Cedarville are starring on and off the court. They're an exciting team to watch for a Division II side. They're a brainy team as well. They play smart. They play smart basketball. They're sharp, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to respond to a pretty stingy RedHawk defense, which only allowed 59.1 points per game last season, which is the best in the MAC. Now, with just over 10 minutes to go until tip, I'm going to take you through some other games going on in the world of women's basketball. It is a Friday night, so not a whole lot, but there are some good ones. The Tennessee Volunteers, 8th-ranked Lady Vols, are 0-1 on the season, but they host East Tennessee State at the Food City Center in Knoxville. So we'll see if Rocky Top can even the record. They are favored by an incredible margin, 41.5 points. So we'll see if they can honor that for you bettors out there. That's at 6:30. At 7 o'clock, the second-ranked South Carolina Gamecocks will take on a MAC opponent, the Bowling Green Falcons. South Carolina and Bowling Green both 1-0 on the season. We'll see who will win that one. It would be a huge win, nonetheless, for Bowling Green to go into Columbia and escape with a win. But we'll see if the Gamecocks allow that. An even more lopsided spread there. South Carolina favored by almost 45 points. Folks, that is incredible. We will see if Bowling Green can cause some trouble there and ruffle some Gamecock feathers. Then a ranked matchup at 8 o'clock. The Richmond Spiders, 24th in the country, out of the Atlantic 10, go down to Austin to play the 4th-ranked Texas Longhorns. That Texas team is good. They went deep in the tournament last year. They look to do it again. But Richmond could have something to say about that. This is a good Spiders team, 24th in the country. They're looking to make a name for themselves and turn those horns upside down. And the last top 25 game going on today at 8 o'clock as well. The 12th-ranked Ole Miss Rebels at 1-0 head down to Huntsville, Alabama to play Alabama A&M. Should be an easy win for the Rebels, but we'll see what happens down there in the Dixieland. In the MAC, we already touched on one MAC game, Bowling Green taking on South Carolina. That'll be a tough task for them, as we said. Of course, Miami here against Cedarville. The other MAC games, there are 4 others in the slate. Akron playing at Robert Morris in Moon Township, Pennsylvania. That sounds like a nice place to live. Robert Morris 1-0 in the year. Akron 0-1. So we'll see if the Zips can get their first win of the year, having not played a home game yet. That will tip off at 6 o'clock. Miami being the early game here at 5 because they've got the men's at 7:30, which you should, of course, stick around for once we're out of here with the women's game. At 6:30, Eastern Michigan plays the Canisius Golden Griffins in Buffalo, New York. My roommate is actually from Buffalo, funnily enough. He did not apply there, but that is still a very good nickname, the Golden Griffins. Really cool name over there. We'll see if Eastern Michigan can go and get a win. Both teams are 0-1. Canisius, this being their home opener in Eastern Michigan, has not played at home yet. 2 more games in the MAC. Kent State, the Golden Flashes, go to West Virginia. They will go and play the Volunteers in Morgantown, West Virginia, 1-0 in the season. Kent State 0-1, still yet to play at home. That's at 7 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, Milwaukee will go and play Northern Illinois. Brooke Blumenfeld's former team will have their first home game, their home opener out in DeKalb at the NIU Convocation Center. Northern Illinois 0-1 in the year, as is Milwaukee. Milwaukee playing their first away game for Northern Illinois' first home game. Now, as our pregame show winds down, we've got just about 8 minutes until tip. We are going to go over my keys to the game, as I do in every broadcast for Miami. The first thing here is to get the offense flowing. This is, with all due respect, Cedarville is a pretty solid Division II program, but they are, keyword, a Division II program. Miami has got to get their offense rolling here. Only putting up 63 points against Coastal Carolina earlier this week. It was enough for them to scrape out the win, but 63 points is not going to be enough to get wins against these real good MAC teams. They averaged, as I said, 66.5 points per game last year, so hopefully they can put a good number on the board here. And part of that is better shot selection. As much as we like seeing threes go in, Miami was 5th in the MAC last year with 32.6% from three. And just the shot selection needs to get a little bit better. You know, pulling up from three isn't always the best shot. You got to look for other passes. You got to try and move the ball around, especially against a team like this whose defense will surely disintegrate, as they allowed 69.1 points per game last year, 11th out of 13 in the GMAC. And our final key for Miami is just to get rebounds. This is a pretty tall and physical Cedarville Yellow Jackets team. Their tallest player, the center, Samantha Toney, the redshirt sophomore from Delaware, Ohio. She is 6'3". She is tall. And Miami certainly does have some girls to get up to her height, but it is just going to be very important that they hustle for every rebound, that they don't let Cedarville get second chance points, because that is where leads get chipped away at. Cedarville's keys for the game, they got to lock down on this defense. Last season, as I said, they were 11th with points allowed in the MAC. The GMAC. They allowed almost 70 per game. That cannot happen tonight, or they are going to meet a pretty early and pretty convincing defeat here in Oxford. And they need to limit those outside shots. As I said, they do need better shot selection than the RedHawks do. But open threes are always a pretty good shot, especially with real good shooters like Tamar Singer and Clara Gonzalez-Planella. Cedarville has to limit those outside shots. They got to get out and close out, because Miami will kill you with the three if you give them open shots. And the last thing for Cedarville is just to make their free throws. They, as I said earlier on this broadcast, 68.6% from the line. 2 out of every 3 are going in. That is not good enough if you want to win these games. This Miami team is tough. If Cedarville can draw enough fouls, they just got to make their free throws. They were 10th out of 13 in free throw percentage last season in the GMAC. They have to be able to get their points from the charity stripe. When Miami gives you a gift, you're not going to get too many of those from a team like this, so when you get them, you got to capitalize. So my prediction for this game, I'm thinking this is going to be somewhat contested. This Cedarville team is not going to lie down. This is going to be a contested game. Miami is going to have some work to do. It's not going to be easy, but I do think the RedHawks are going to prevail here. My prediction is a 72-55 victory for Miami. We are going to get to tip-off here in about 5 minutes. Thank you for listening to this presentation of the pregame show on Red Hawk Radio. I will be back on color with Andrew Relvas in just about 5 minutes. Thank you for listening. This has been a presentation of Miami Red Hawk basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Stick around.
Good evening and welcome inside Millett Hall for tonight's Miami women's basketball matchup between the Miami RedHawks and the Cedarville Yellow Jackets. My name is Andrew Relvas, joined alongside Jake Zirolli. And Jake, this is the home opener for the RedHawks, a team last year that defied a lot of expectations, going 19-12 and making the MAC tournament for the first time in a while. And under Glenn Box, the expectations are heightened this year.
Yeah, they are. I mean, this is a really talented RedHawk team. As I detailed in the pregame, this team can score this basketball. They really can, and their defense was the key last year. They allowed just under 60 points per game last year. That was the best in the MAC. Their defense has got to keep being their strong suit, and I think if it is, this team is going to have that same success that they did. And you're absolutely right about Glenn Box's expectations being risen. This team is really talented. They got a lot of big-name transfers from other good Group of 5 schools, and this is a team that can make a tournament run. I'm very confident.
Let's take a look at the starters for tonight's matchup. First of all, for the Miami RedHawks, it is the starting five that we saw in the last game against Coastal Carolina, where they came out with a 63-53 victory over the Chanticleers. First of all, it's Amber Treader, an All-MAC honorable mention last year, the anchor of this Miami team. She's starting. Now we see Amber Scalia making her home debut tonight. The St. Thomas Tommies transfer, spent about 3 years in Minnesota there. The third guard is Tamar Singer from Israel in her second year with the RedHawks. She's been a defensive threat all throughout her few years with the RedHawks, and she's making another start tonight. And then we finally see Clara Gonzalez-Planella, the Jacksonville State transfer, coming in, making her second start on the season. And rounding out this RedHawks five, it is Ilse de Vries, the Netherlands native, making another start on the year. She ran into some foul trouble in her last game, but making another start, and she will anchor out this Miami starting five. Meanwhile, for Cedarville, it'll be Ella Sellers, the second-year player out of Ashland, Kentucky. Brianna Zajac from Pittsburgh, making her first start on the season. Reagan Hubert, another guard from Cincinnati, who led the team in steals last year, making the start tonight. And then further down the lineup, it is Jenna Sandel, the forward from Ontario. And then finally, Kate Bailing, the William Jewell College transfer from Missouri. So that's the starting five for Cedarville and the starting five for Miami. And Jake, what are some keys to the game for tonight's game against Cedarville?
Well, I covered this in the end of my pregame. For Miami, it's just got to be to keep playing good defense. I'm trying to elaborate, get something more original than what I've already said, but the defense has got to be at the forefront here. A Cedarville team is not the most dangerous on offense, but they are scrappy and they will hustle. So Miami's got to do the same. They got to match that level of intensity, and that starts on the defensive side of the ball. They got to be diving for loose balls. They got to be getting rebounds. I know I sound old-fashioned here, but getting rebounds is how you win basketball games. As for Cedarville, they've got to just make their outside shots. They're shooting. They've been a decent schemed offensive team. Their shooting has been their weakness, and it was their weakness last year, both from the free throw line and from three. If they can make their outside shots, it's going to be tough on Miami to run away with this one.
And for the RedHawks, of course, a win in their season opener on the road in South Carolina against Coastal Carolina, and looking to go 2-0 with the home opener tonight. Well, we've got a doubleheader also. We've got the men's game playing after this at 7:30. They'll take on the Trinity Christian College Trolls. An interesting matchup. We'll get into that in a little bit, but first we've got a D2 versus D1 matchup, Cedarville versus Miami, here on Red Hawk Radio. The RedHawks are wearing their white jerseys, home whites, Miami across the chest with the white shorts and the red stripes on the bottom. Meanwhile, for Cedarville, the Yellow Jackets, they're wearing their road blues, navy blue with the turquoise numbering and the blue shorts on the bottom. All set to go. De Vries wins the tip, and we're officially underway here inside Millett Hall. Settle in, folks. We've got a good one for the Miami RedHawks. Clara Gonzalez-Planella on the left side. Oh, we got a far corner three from Tamar Singer. It's good. The RedHawks open it up 3-0, an opening tray from Tamar Singer.
If she gets hot, that's going to be dangerous for the Hornets, for the Yellow Jackets to stop.
So it looks like they're going to roll out a 2. Maybe her foot was right on the line. Either way, though, the RedHawks up 2-0 for now. It should be 3. Spinning away inside, this is Brianna Zajac, as she was right inside the paint, put up a shot. She was fouled. Clock stops at 9:26. And no,
It's
they're
actually
gonna
been ruled a
call that
travel by the officials.
They changed that at the last moment, so the RedHawks will take a opening turnover. Nice defensive stop.
Maybe a little payback for that 3 call.
The score is 3-0. The scoreboard has it wrong. 3-0 RedHawks over the Cedarville Yellow Jackets, and they will look to continue attacking. Clara Gonzalez-Planella on the left side, dishes down low. Tamar Singer in the corner. Here's a 3 for the RedHawks. It is Ilse DeFries. She sinks it, and the RedHawks are up 6-0 here in the first.
That's a good deep ball there from the Dutch woman.
Just what the doctor ordered here for the RedHawks. 2 for 2 on 3-pointers as they take a 6-point advantage over Cedarville. On the high block, a whistle and a foul. This will be on Amber Scalia as she was hounding Jenna Sandel. She lost the basketball on the left wing. And now we've got a platoon swap early for the RedHawks. 1 minute and 9 seconds in, and we've got 4 new players for Miami. It is Macy Taylor, looks like Nuria Herho in there, Brooke
Singer,
Blumenfeld, and Singer is staying as well. So some new faces in for the RedHawks. That's going to be a theme tonight. Pass on the inbound. This is intercepted by the RedHawks, and they've got numbers. Here's Nuria Herho dishing up top left side. It's Tamar Singer inside the free throw line, dishing back out on the left side for Nuria Herho. Herho driving inside, and this will be an offensive foul. It'll be a blocking foul on Tamar Singer, and that'll give the ball back to the Yellow Jackets here in the first. 8:37 left to go in the first quarter.
They're going to need to draw those fouls like that if they want to turn over possession, especially those shooting fouls to get to the line, get those points easy. Even though they're not the best free throw shooting team, they're going to need to be scrappy.
Emily Van Timmeren, another player in, checking recently for the RedHawks, the redshirt freshman. RedHawks employing a press as the Yellow Jackets work it around the perimeter. Here's Jenna Sandel outside of the free throw line, dishing out right side to Brianna Zajac, and she traveled again. Those are back-to-back turnovers on the Yellow Jackets, and it is going to be Miami basketball.
And sometimes it's just moments like that. That's that same player, 2 travels in a row. She's just got to take a moment, take a breath, clear her head, get back to playing how she knows how to play, because she's a dangerous player for this Yellow Jackets team. Actually just been subbed off.
And now we got even more subs, so everybody's coming in. Now we see Mio Sakano coming in for the RedHawks, the native from Japan, making her home debut. The score's 5-0. The scoreboard got changed, originally 6, but it's 5, and the red and white will work it from left to right. Ilse DeFries on the high block, gives it over Sakano, searching for a screen, dishing inside DeFries, one-on-one in the paint, no one there, righty left, off the glass and in for 2, and Miami's up 7-0 here in the first. Really nice isolation ball there by Ilse DeFries on an island inside the paint. The RedHawks up a touchdown here in the first. 7:50 left to go on the high block, giving it over left side. Working inside, a lefty layup. This one falls short from Sellers, and the RedHawks are off to the races. Gonzalez-Planella working inside, carving up a shot. Righty layup off the glass and in, no good. A foul on, that is Martin, and this will be free throws coming up for the Barcelona native, Clara Gonzalez-Planella.
And sometimes that's what you have to do to stop a player like that. She is really, really talented handling the ball. She can create shots for herself and for others, and when she drives like that, you can't just let her have the basket. You got to challenge her, and I think they're okay with giving her 2 chances at a free throw here rather than just giving her the free bucket.
So here's Clara Gonzalez-Planella, the 5'8" senior from Barcelona, Spain. High arcing free throw shot comes up short, kisses the front rim. She's a Jacksonville State transfer, the Gamecocks, where she won 2024 6th Player of the Year last year. Second free throw, a rainbow one, it's good, and the RedHawks are up 8-0 here in the first. 7:33 left to go.
Anna Hurst enters the game for Gonzalez-Planella after that made free throw.
RedHawks employing a semi-press. Here's Tamar Singer, tries to go for the steal, but she backs off for a moment. Tight pressure up top. Dishing inside, this is Wesseling. Wesseling shot over the top. This one misses everything, and that'll be a turnover out of bounds on Cedarville. Janique Wesseling, the Biola Eagles transfer from California. Another Netherlands player. A lot of international players on the court in this game. 8-0 lead for the RedHawks. 7 minutes left to go. Tamar Singer driving inside, got a wide open. Blumenfield comes up short, grabs her own miss, and the RedHawks reset. Tamar Singer inside the free throw line, floater with the right hand, comes up short. Blumenfield hounding for the basketball, and this will be out of bounds off of Miami.
That's good hustle there from Brooke Blumenfeld. Just couldn't quite get that 2 to go. Pressured on that right block, but she's able to keep hustling, get her own rebound there, and almost kept that one in. That's that hustle that Glenn Box is looking for out of this team.
RedHawks got a lot of transfers, and Blumenfield a transfer in conference coming from NIU. Plenty of talent on the court for the RedHawks who are looking to improve from last year. 6:43 left to go. Cedarville moving from right to left. Beautiful feed inside. The righty layup off the glass and in for Jenna Sandel. And the Cedarville Yellow Jackets get on the scoreboard. It's 8-2 in transition. Thought about a 3. Macy Taylor, they give it over. Here's Amber Scalia, who was wide open inside the paint. Lefty layup came up short, and the Yellow Jackets grab the miss. On the left side, here is Emma K. Martin. K. Martin, one-on-one with Blumenfield, kicks out up top. They give it back to Jenna Sandel at the free throw line. Sandel driving inside, kicks it out. This is Wesseling. Wesseling, far elbow jumper. That one comes up short. Tamar Singer was right there as Wesseling grabs the miss. Here's a third chance for Wesseling. That was an air ball layup, and the RedHawks grab the miss. Off to the races. Here is Amber Scalia. Her layup comes up short, and another stop for the Yellow Jackets. Fast-paced basketball here inside Millett Hall. Cedarville trying to slow it down a little bit, and we've got a whistle and a foul. Looks like it's on Amber Treader, and it will be the third-year player from Indiana.
As DeVries checks back into the game to get Brooke Blumenfeld out of there. She's been hustling hard. She just needs a minute. Get back in there soon enough.
RedHawks are currently shooting 3 for 7 from the floor. A little bit sloppy against Cedarville, and meanwhile, the Yellow Jackets 1 for 5. Turn the ball over 3 times as well. Near baseline inbound here for the Yellow Jackets, searching for open bodies as DeVries intercepts it, and the RedHawks force a turnover. Tamar Singer controlling the offense on the left wing, trying to go inside the paint, feeds Clara Gonzalez-Planella on the far corner. Dishing back to DeVries, back over Clara Gonzalez-Planella on the right wing. Going towards the middle, finds Tamar Singer racing inside, head full of steam, righty layup off the glass and in for a pair, and the RedHawks are up 10-2 with 5 minutes left to go in the first.
Little international connection there. Spaniard to an Israeli for the bucket for Miami.
And another travel on the Yellow Jackets. That was on Kate Bailing, the William Jewell transfer. So another turnover on Cedarville. Miami up by 8. On the inbound, it is Herho as she finds DeVries. And now Tamar Singer controls it as she passes the midcourt stripe. RedHawks are 4 for 8 from the floor as Herho cuts inside, kicking out left wing 3 from Gonzalez-Planella. It's in, off the glass and in. The bank is open on Friday, and the RedHawks are up 13-2 here in the first.
From 3, they are perfect so far, 2 for 2. See if they can keep that going.
Almost a turnover there as Tamar Singer was right up in Hubert's grill, and that'll lead us to a timeout. So the RedHawks will take a break as we lead 13-2. We'll be back in a moment here from Millett Hall, Miami, all over Cedarville in the first quarter. 4:31 left to go in this first quarter with the Miami RedHawks up 13-2 over Cedarville. My name is Andrew Relvas, joined alongside Jake Zirolli. And Jake, what are your first quarter impressions of the RedHawks so far making their home debut tonight?
I mean, they've looked good. They've had that hustle that I was looking for in the pregame show. They've definitely shown that they're looking to get out to a fast start, and that they have. A 13-2 run started off. Already an 11-point lead. They look to continue with this and to keep building it up. Glenn Box is talking to the officials about something. I'm not sure what. I don't know if he is either. But we're going to see if Miami can keep this fast start going against the Yellow Jackets.
Note as well, Tamar Singer has 2 fouls, so she might have to take a seat for a moment.
Maybe that's what he's talking about.
2 fouls on Singer as the RedHawks are pressing the Yellow Jackets here. Driving around, Westling looking inside. Multiple RedHawks are there. They swarm it. Sakano falls on the basketball, giving it back to the RedHawks. Treader goes over Clara Gonzalez-Planella, searching for DeFries, and it's intercepted by Cedarville. Turnover, and here's a straightaway three-pointer from Hubert. Hit back rim, and it's rebounded by the red and white. RedHawks are trying to play clean basketball here in the first quarter. Urho left side, Gonzalez-Planella, left wing three. This one rims off. Sakano fights for the board, finds a wide open Gonzalez-Planella for a layup. She missed it. Too much on that one. The opposite way, a turnover on Cedarville's Zajac, and that'll be a gift right back to the RedHawks.
Just looked like a miscommunication on the fast break pass there. Looked like she was going for an outlet, just wasn't quite there.
So another turnover, that's 6 on Cedarville. 3:40 left to go in this first quarter. Mio Sakano finding Amber Scalia and going in the right corner for DeFries. Up top here is Macy Taylor driving inside, kicking out in the corner. Mio Sakano inside the three-point line as she sinks a mid-range jumper on the left wing, and it's 15-2 RedHawks.
It's a really nice move there from Sakano. Really nice pump fake, sold the defender, one dribble, 15-foot jump shot, perfection. Really nice there.
Sakano, a player that has played at IMG, high prospect. Out the other way, RedHawks force another turnover. This one out of bounds off of Emma Sellers, and the RedHawks will get it right back. 7th turnover they've forced. They are one of the best defensive teams in the MAC last year. They had about 11 steals a game, and they continue to force turnovers. RedHawks up 15-2, moving from left to right. Macy Taylor spinning around, driving inside the paint, curls to the right, and finds Amber Scalia. She lost the basketball, tipped out of bounds. This was off of Brianna Zajac.
She did well saving that ball there. That was a bit of a wayward pass over to her on the wing. She was able to keep it in and keep it be Red Hawk basketball. So good work there from the St. Thomas transfer.
Has felt kind of chaotic at times for this Miami offense, but only 2 turnovers. They've worked it well. Under 3 left to play, 2:47 left to go in the first quarter. Macy Taylor up top has a wide open Amber Scalia for 3, rimmed halfway home, and it's rebounded by Brianna Zajac.
Naria Herho hounding her there to get that ball.
And Mio Sakano nearly got another steal there as Cedarville was searching for Emma K. Martin. And now we see Clara Gonzalez-Planella coming in along with Emily Van Timmeren, the redshirt freshman. Couple of RedHawks getting some more playing time here in the first quarter. Up top on the left wing, this is Hubert. Going on the left over to Emma K. Martin. Back over up top to Mace. Mace inside, defended well by Herho. Shot clock at 5. Play clock winding down. Sandel got to get rid of it. Left wing three-pointer. This one rims off. Hubert, battle for the board. It's won by the Yellow Jackets. Bodies flying all on the floor. This will be a jump ball. Possession Cedarville. And it'll stay with the Yellow Jackets. So a missed opportunity there to box out for Miami.
That's good hustle that they were fighting for that rebound. Sometimes you just get a little unlucky with how that ball rolls. But if they can keep that hustle in, they're going to win this basketball game, Andrew.
7 rebounds for the Yellow Jackets, 6 for Miami. Under 2 left to play in this first quarter. On the left wing, it is Mace going up top over Brianna Zajac, searching for a Yellow Jacket. Emma K. Martin missed out of bounds, and that'll be another turnover. 9th turnover in this first quarter for Cedarville. It has been a nightmare start in Oxford tonight. Clara Gonzalez-Panella giving it over to Nuria Herho. RedHawks are 6 for 13 from the floor and 2 for 4 from deep. Working inside, Herho kicking in the corner. A far corner three, Van Timmeren rimmed out again, and the rebound is picked up by Mace. Hannah Mace hands over up top. They switch it over to Samantha Toney working inside as Zajac put up a shot falling to the floor, and she was fouled. Couple of free throws coming up for her.
That one will be on Herho, it looks like.
And now we see Ella Sellers coming in, a star player for the Cedarville team.
Had a rough go of it so far, a few turnovers, but we'll see if she's able to settle herself.
And here are free throws for Brianna Zajac as she makes the first one. The third-year player from Pittsburgh, a former University of Illinois Prairie star in the Division II level. Second free throw is pure for Zajac, and it's 15-4 Miami over Cedarville. 1:19 left to go in the first. RedHawks have used their bench early, and now we see Cedarville employing a full court press. Cedarville gets a steal as Toney takes it away. Working on the baseline, they swing it up top. Downing, giving it up back to Samantha Toney. Curling around up top, hounded up top by DeFries. They swing it over right side to Hannah Mace. Mace, a little bouncer, finds Emma K. Martin. Up top, they swing it back over. Downing, straightaway three, it's good for Cedarville, and it's 15-7 Miami over Cedarville.
That was really good ball movement there from Cedarville. They're finally settling in to an offensive scheme, not letting Miami push the pressure.
Full court press, working inside. Wide open is Ilsa DeFries. Beautiful dime from Macy Taylor, and the RedHawks are up by 10.
That's what happens when that full court press just gets broken. You get caught out like that. That's part of the risk of it. And that's unfortunately what happens when you fall down 13-2 in the first break.
15 seconds left to go. Shot clock separated by about a half second or so. Samantha Toney up top. Lost the basketball. No backcourt. Time winding down. Ella Sellers working inside. Beautiful feed. Finding a wide open Hannah Mace. She put up a shot, a foul with 1.2 left to go in this first. And more free throws are coming up for the Yellow Jackets.
That one's a hit on Scalia.
Two free throws for Hannah Mace, the Kettering native in her second year at Cedarville. And she sinks the first one. Had about 5 minutes a game last year, and we'll get a lot more playing time in this season. Second free throw is good. An inbound to Sakano. She holds on to it with 1 second as the clock expires, and that will end our first quarter of action inside Millett Hall. Miami looked messy at times, but they take a commanding 8-point lead over Cedarville. They're ahead 17-9 as we will take a break inside Millett Hall. You're listening to Miami women's basketball on Red Hawk Radio. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back inside Millett Hall as more and more fans start to file in for our doubleheader tonight as the RedHawks look to go for their 6th all-time win over Cedarville. They're currently 5-1 with the last matchup coming in 2016. Second quarter action as Miami's up 17-9 over Cedarville. Here is Amber Scalia searching inside for DeFries as this pass is intercepted by Jenna Sandel. An opening steal for Cedarville as they try and start off the quarter good offensively. Tight pressure towards midcourt by this Miami defense. Up top, Jenna Sandel. She kicks out right side. Reagan Hubert. Hubert working around a couple of RedHawks pivoting up top. A right wing three for the Yellow Jackets comes up short from Ella Sellers. We've got a whistle and a foul, and it looks like this is going to be on Miami. It'll be, or no, this will be on Cedarville. Loose ball foul.
That'll be on Emma K. Martin. That's her first of the game. The 5'8" redshirt sophomore from Flower Mound, Texas, transfer from Rogers State.
Quick foul on Cedarville as the Yellow Jackets employ a full court press and they signal it back to his own. Nira Herho on the edge of the Miami logo. Gives it over Amber Scalia, left wing Taylor, then back up top to Herho. Here's Amber Treader, hasn't been involved much with the offense. She tries a straightaway three and she drills it. First points of the night for Amber Treader, and the RedHawks lead 19-9, almost a three-pointer. Foot was on the line.
Had a few of those so far today where we thought it's been a 3 from way up here, but it's a 2. Guess that's what we get for having such a high vantage point.
RedHawks up by 10, 8:40 left to go in the first. A whistle and a foul on Miami.
That'll be Amber Scalia, her second. That's 7 already on Miami.
Foul on Scalia. And on the baseline, the Yellow Jackets work it up top. They swing it down low. Here's Jenna Sandel battling against Ilsa DeFries. They swing it on the right side for Bailing. Bailing dancing around right wing three. It was tipped, blocked by DeFries, and the RedHawks are off to the races. Tamar Singer finding Herho wide open left wing three. That rims out. Rebound under the paint by Treader. Puts up a shot off the glass and in for a pair. And that'll send Treader to the free throw line. Or rather, that was DeFries. No, that was Treader.
Really nice work there from Amber Treader. Hard working down there in the paint, getting that rebound, putting it back up, absorbing the contact, and she can make this a three-point play here. Put the RedHawks up 13.
Here is her free throw, and it's good from the third-year player who was the heart and soul of the team last year. Was a player who had multiple double-doubles last year. Great rebounder on the team, and she gets more points. Up to 5 on the evening. 22-9 Miami over Cedarville. Tight pressure here. Here is Reagan Hubert working inside. A right elbow jumper. That rims out. Battle for the board on the baseline. Beautiful reverse pass from Taylor finding Nuria Herho. Herho on the opposite end near the baseline. Up top DeFries, and they give it over to Tamar Singer. Nice pass inside, finding a wide open Brooke Blumenfeld. Working inside the paint, lefty layup is good, and the RedHawks are up 24-9.
And that possession does not happen without that pass from Macy Taylor. Really, really nice to get out of pressure there. She was real close to being out of bounds. Whips a behind-the-back pass.
And this pass is intercepted by the RedHawks. Off to the races, Macy Taylor, the hoop and harm, gets the scoop and score, and the RedHawks are up by 26-9. Up by 17 here in the second. A whistle and a quick foul on Herho. Stops the clock at 7:17.
That's already 8 personal fouls in Miami compared to just 3 for the Yellow Jackets.
3 RedHawks have 2 fouls. Scalia, Singer, and Herho.
Treader and DeVries also adding 1 each.
Working around up top, Reagan Hurst. Then back over Brianna Zajac. In the corner, here is Hubert. She swings around, searching for open Yellow Jackets, giving it over to Ella Sellers. And back up top to Zajac. Straightaway three-pointer, it's good. Reagan Hubert sinks it, and it's 26-12 Miami over Cedarville. 14-point game. The RedHawks are looking to go on a run here. Inside the paint, Brooke Blumenfeld fading away, missed, and the rebound is picked up by Emily Van Timmeren for 2, and the RedHawks are up by 16. 28-12, 6:30 left to go in the second. Beautiful feed inside, and the righty layup is good off the glass for Reagan Hubert.
They got to watch those passing lanes. Those are going to keep breaking them down if they let that happen.
28-14, Singer driving inside, lost the basketball, wanted the foul, will not get it, and it'll stay with Miami.
DeVries will check back in place of Van Timmeren.
So be actually off of Singer. So another turnover on the RedHawks, their 5th of the game.
This looked like a little miscommunication, down there for the RedHawks. Singer thought someone was making a run. They weren't, so it'll be Yellow Jacket ball.
Cedarville basketball moving from right to left. Driving inside Ella Sellers, and that's a double dribble. Turned the ball over. She was right inside the left paint. And now it'll be Nuria Herho on the inbound on the near baseline. Now they switch it to the near sideline.
Sellers had a tough go of it so far today. We'll see if she can right the ship.
Herho goes to Macy Taylor, the Wright State Raider transfer. They give it back up top to Nuria Herho. 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Back up top, they swing it left. Mio Sakano driving inside. Beautiful feed to DeFries. Puts up a shot. One of the foul, won't get it. And the rebound is collected by Brianna Zajac. Zajac knifing her way on the left side. They give it back up top to Reagan Hubert. Passing it over. This is Hannah Mace. Bodies flying everywhere. It's picked up by DeFries, as this one is off the glass and in for a pair. Ilsa DeFries for 2, and the RedHawks are up 30-14 in the second.
Mio Sakano there, getting on the ground, getting that loose ball. That's that hustle that Glenn Box is looking for, and like we've said so many times so far, Mio Sakano is embodying that, and those 2 points are completely credited to her.
RedHawks were one of the best defensive teams in the MAC, and they get another steal. 5 minutes left to go. Lefty layup off the glass and in too much. That was Hannah Mace, so whistle on a foul. This will go against Cedarville, and it'll be Miami basketball again. And now that'll lead us to immediate timeout. So halfway into the second quarter, the RedHawks are up 30-14 with 5 minutes left to go. We'll take a break and be back in a moment. You're listening to Miami Women's Basketball on RedHawk Radio. Welcome back inside Millett Hall with 5 minutes left to go. Andrew Relvas alongside Jake Zirolli. And the RedHawks are controlling over Cedarville, up 31-14. Miami outscoring Cedarville in this quarter 14-5. Miami basketball moving from left to right as Macy Taylor has it on the near sideline as she was quickly fouled driving inside. Foul on Brianna Zajac, and that will now put Miami in the bonus. Or no, excuse me, one more foul, and then they'll be in the bonus. Fourth foul in the quarter for Cedarville. Up top, it's Amber Scalia, the St. Thomas transfer. One of the big additions for Glenn Box in the offseason. Brooke Blumenfeld on the left elbow, fading away. The mid-range jumper missed the shot. Rebound was battled for and won by Hannah Mace. Up top, a wide open Ella Sellers, and she sinks the straightaway three-pointer, and it's Miami 31, Cedarville 17.
They're going to get a spark. That's where it's going to come from. Ella Sellers can be the difference maker in this game. Maybe that's the start of it. We'll have to see.
Sprinting inside, Herho finding a wide open Blumenfeld left elbow jumper. She sinks it, and Miami extends the lead to 16. 2-on-1 for the Yellow Jackets, and they win that battle, and that'll lead to a quick timeout. Lefty layup is good from Emma K. Martin, and Glenn Box not happy about that at all.
Miami coming out a little cold there. Cedarville coming out and taking advantage of that. That quick three from Sellers, then you go right back down. Blumenfeld hits that 10-foot jump shot, and then you try to come back and get complacent. Cedarville's right back up your throats. They get that quick layup there. And Glenn Box has frankly seen enough. He's not letting that continue because he knows any basketball team, if you get complacent like that, you are going to pay. I don't care who you're playing against. Cedarville has that scoring prowess, and Glenn Box does not want to see it come to fruition. So he's calling a timeout here, stopping the bleeding, slowing it down, hopefully getting his team back out there with a little more composure.
Cedarville currently shooting 6 for 16, that's 38%, and 3 for 7 from three-point land, 43%. RedHawks also 3 for 7 from deep and 14 for 26 from the floor, so a little over 50%. As Miami has gotten a little bit sloppy. 5 turnovers in total for the RedHawks. And now Tamar Singer controls it. 2-on-1 as the zone is employed. Here is Amber Scalia, as her three-pointer was swatted out of bounds by Ella Sellers. It'll stay with the RedHawks, though.
That's decent shot selection. That's just a good play there from Sellers. Really athletic there from her.
So it'll be another RedHawks possession as Treader finding Singer. They give it up top to Herho. In the corner, Scalia driving inside, searching for space, pivoting with the right foot, puts up a shot. Off the glass, no good, but she'll get 2 free throws as now Miami is in the bonus.
That foul beyond Zajac. That will be her second personal foul. She's had a bit of a rough day so far. Only 2 points, 2 fouls, and 3 turnovers. She's got to settle it down.
First free throw from Scalia, missed on the right side. Scalia, a 2-time Summit League honorable mention player. Second free throw from her is good, and it is 34-19, Miami over Cedarville. 15 points, 15-point lead for the red and white, and this is a beautiful pass to a wide open Emma K. Martin. No one was there, and Miami gives up another easy point.
Glenn Box is not happy. He's not jumping around, but you can see his facial expression. He is frowning.
Singer, right wing up top. They give it over Herho, then back on the left side. Macy Taylor. She threw it into the arms of Brianna Zajac. It's intercepted, and a frustration foul on Amber Scalia the other way. Or excuse me, that was Macy Taylor. So just a bad couple of events here for the RedHawks. Although they're up by 13, it has not been pretty.
They've got to settle it down here.
Right side working down low, Emma K. Martin. Give it over Sellers, then working in the middle here is Samantha Toney. Back up top, straightaway jumper outside of the free throw line for Sellers. They swing it back down low. Here's Samantha Toney. Right floater, that comes up short. Battle for the board, and this is tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Miami as Ella Sellers was right there.
Really nice work from Hannah Mace down there in the corner to keep that ball in. Hustling for those loose balls.
34-21, Miami.
That's a foul on
Tamar Singer. So this will be her third foul, and she's going to have to step out. And now Mio Sakano will come in.
Has 10 personal fouls for the RedHawks, and there's still 3 minutes to go in this first half.
On the inbound, Samantha Toney kicking out Ella Sellers in the far corner. Dancing with Clara Gonzalez-Planella up top, driving on the right wing. Inside, working against Treader. Trying to go up top, and it's intercepted by a waiting Herho. Herho 2-on-1. Hopscotch layup comes up short, and the rebound is won by Emma K. Martin. Martin has numbers, and they swing it back over to Hannah Mace. And now we've got another foul on Miami. It looked like it was on Clara Gonzalez-Planella.
That'll be on Herho.
Another personal foul on the RedHawks.
Her third as well. She'll have to come out soon, and I can see the bench is moving down there. It will be Ilse de Vries coming in. Some foul trouble here for the RedHawks. Already 11 personal fouls.
To Cedarville 6. There's Hannah Mace at the line, and she makes the first one. Mace, the sophomore. 5 minutes a game last year. Second free throw for Mace is good, and it's 34-23 Miami, an 11-point advantage over Cedarville. Clara Gonzalez-Planella getting hounded by some Yellow Jackets, and she draws a quick foul right on the baseline. Foul on
Chloe Downing.
Downing. And that'll stop the clock at 2:30.
Cedarville's done a decent job at playing hard defense without fouling, but that will send Gonzalez to the line.
There's Gonzalez-Planella at the line. Misses the first one. Her last trip, she missed the first one before making the next. Up to 4 points on the night. And second free throw is good. So same trip as the last for her. She splits the pair, and it's 35-23 Miami over Cedarville. 2:30 left to go in the second quarter. Tight pressure by the RedHawks. It is Emma K. Martin looking for Samantha Toney. Ball was batted around, and it eventually goes back to Martin. Lefty layup. This comes up short. Back up top. Straightaway three-pointer. A deep one for Ella Sellers. That one comes up short, and the rebound is fought for, and it's going to stay with Cedarville as two RedHawks were there.
Coach Box does not look happy about that one. He looks a little frustrated, and it will go the other way. It will be RedHawk ball. Looks like he got what he wanted after all.
Miami up by 12. It's 18-14 in the second quarter in favor of Miami. But the RedHawks are looking to close out the first half with some momentum. Amber Treader left side has Amber Scalia. Scalia working inside. Beautiful pass has Amber Treader, but she lost the basketball. And a foul is called, and this will go against the RedHawks. It'll be an offensive foul on Amber Treader. Another foul on Amber Treader, as this is her first. That's a player who in the past has gotten into some foul trouble early, but it's good to only have her first happen with about 2 minutes left to go in this first half. And Ella Sellers will be at the free throw line shooting a pair. She misses the first one as it rimmed out. Last year she was a all-GMAC second team player, averaging 11, 4, and 2. Second free throw for Sellers is good, and it's 35-24 in the second. RedHawks moving from left to right. Tight pressure by the Yellow Jackets. They eventually get it across the timeline as Amber Scalia has it. Scalia one-on-one against Sellers, driving inside the paint. Puts up a righty shot over the top of Sellers. It's good, and it's 37-24 Miami in the second.
Really nice move there from Scalia to create that space to get that fadeaway shot of the elbow.
Miami continuing to work it inside the paint. Up top, Zajac has Jenna Sandel. Sandel defended well by DeFries. Back up top, tough jumper there for Sellers over the top to DeFries. Nice defense from her, and the RedHawks get the stop. Rebounded by Treader. Scalia over in the corner. Back up top, left wing three-pointer from Tamar Singer. That one comes up short, and the rebound is picked up by Zajac. Under a minute left to play for Cedarville. In the corner, Sellers for three. This one hit left rim, and the rebound is cleared by DeFries. RedHawks are trying to slow it up a little bit. Got a whistle.
It's going to be Sellers on the foul.
And it'll be Ella Sellers.
Excuse me, that'll be Regan Hubert. Sorry for the error there, folks. That will be Hubert's first, 8th on the team.
And both teams are in the bonus, so free throws are coming up. Amber Treader going to the free throw line. And she misses the first one. Treader 7 points and 6 rebounds. Like I mentioned earlier, she's a double-double threat. Well on pace to get that. Last year she was a 75% free throw shooter. So very consistent free throw shooter. As now we've
work.
got a little puddle on the left side of the baseline. And it's all cleared as Treader goes for the second free throw, and she makes it. She splits the trip. It's 39-24, Miami up by 15. And now this will lead to a timeout for Cedarville. So they'll have the ball with 42.4 left to go. And with that, we'll take a break inside Millett Hall. Miami up by 15. Trying to clean some things up before we head into the halftime break. We'll take a break and be back in a moment here inside Millett Hall. .37 seconds left to go. The RedHawks get a steal, as that was Clara Gonzalez-Panella right on the baseline trying to thread the needle. She can't, but it's picked up by Taylor on the loose ball. 4 seconds separating shot clock and game clock, as we've got a foul inside, as that looked like it was going to be on Brianna Zajac, and it is. So foul on Zajac, and that'll stop the clock at 22.3. So nice pressure there by the RedHawks as Gonzalez-Planella gets the steal and offers another opportunity for points for Miami. First free throw is good from Treader. It's 40-24. RedHawks as well, 7 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. Second free throw is money for Treader, and it's 41-24. 20 seconds left to go. Shot clock is dark. Cedarville will have it. Moving from right to left. And the RedHawks get a steal. It's Treader off to the races. One on nobody. Righty layup off the glass and in. 4 quick points for Treader. And Miami leads by 19. Time winding down. 3 seconds. Left wing three is off for Cedarville. That was from Regan Hubert. Doesn't count. And the RedHawks head into the halftime break leading 43-24. Over the Cedarville Yellow Jackets. Well, first of all, Jake, it wasn't pretty, but the RedHawks up by nearly 20, looking good to close out the second quarter. And really, the only concern is the fouls. You know, you have a lot of players with multiple fouls, including Singer with 3. You got a couple players with 2. Scalia 2. Treader has a couple, and Herho has 3. It's really just a few things to clean up, but overall a pretty solid first half for the RedHawks making their home debut tonight.
Absolutely, and even though they have gotten into that foul trouble, Glenn Bach's aware of that, and he's using his bench. All 12 players on this Miami roster have checked into this game and gotten at least a minute of playing time. So that bench will continue to be being used, especially as names like Singer and Herho continue to mount up the fouls, both of them with 3, Scalia and Treader with 2, and DeFries and Taylor both with 1. So we'll see if they can keep their foul counts down. And like we said about settling into the game, in that second quarter, Cedarville was putting up a bit of a fight. At one point, you had said it was 18-14 Miami in the second quarter. That's too close for a Division I team and another Division II side. So you got to be careful. If you get complacent, they're going to catch you out, as I said earlier.
Certainly so, and for Miami, the top scorer, Amber Treader, with 12 points and 6 boards, looking good for that double-double. Top scorer for Cedarville, it's 5 points for Reagan Huber. And with that, I'll turn it to you for the halftime break as you get into it. All right, all yours.
All right, thank you, Andrew. I'll take it from here for a few minutes, and then we'll get you back for the third quarter. As we've talked about, Miami up 43-24 over the Cedarville Yellow Jackets. Coach Addie Miller's team trailing by 19. And this game has really been end to end. It's been a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of hustle for everybody out here. No matter where you are on the court, you are running up and down. This has been a fast-paced game. And I think that's actually the opposite of what Coach Glenn Bach was envisioning for this game. I feel as though for this team, playing against a Division II opposition, even though they are a solid Division II team, you want to be able to settle into your offense. You want to run your scheme. You want to pick them apart. And you want to get those easy jump shots and those easy layups. But that hasn't been the case. Cedarville has played pretty solid defense in possession. In transition is where Miami is catching them out. The transition game is really where most of the points are coming from, not just for Miami, but for Cedarville as well. A lot of those fast break points, there was at one point when Cedarville was on a bit of a 5-2 run with 2 fast break buckets. I believe that was a 3 from Ella Sellers, and it might have been an Emma K. Martin layup. Back-to-back sandwiched by what I believe was a Macy Taylor jump shot. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But Glenn Bach doesn't like what he sees there. Losing that transition battle is something that you cannot have against a team that's going to hustle. This Cedarville team came into this game with not a lot of expectation, playing against a team that was playing in the NCAA tournament last year. What they were going to do is they were going to try to out-hustle this Miami team. And as of right now, they're doing a pretty good job at it. Both teams have been adjusting to the fast pace of the game. But Cedarville is more than willing to play this fast break game, whereas Miami wants to get the ball, go slow, settle it down, chew up the game clock, chew up the shot clock, and run their offensive systems, because that's what these D2 matchups are about. It's about perfecting your system. You know, it's not necessarily an exhibition. I shouldn't say that at all. But the idea of these games, you have these games on your schedule for a reason. It's to get a win by using your scheme and using your offense, playing the game your way. And Cedarville has really pushed them to adjust, but they've done really well at it. Obviously, they're up 19, but it's been a sloppy game so far, as we remarked. We'll go into some stat leaders. For Miami, the lead scorer is Amber Treader with 12 points, that little outburst of points at the very end there. She's got a 3, 5 free throws, and a few field goals to add there. Isla DeFries with 9 as well, 4 or 5 from the field, plus a 3-pointer. As well, getting on the score sheet, Gonzalez Planella with 5. She's been shooting the ball okay. She's 1 of 3 from 3, only 1 of 4 from the floor, though. So if she can heat up from 3, those point numbers will start going up. She's had some open looks, some that have just rimmed out. But she's getting those open looks, which is a good thing. She's a good enough shooter where if she keeps shooting, they will fall. We have Tamar Singer, last game's leading scorer with just 4 points, but she has definitely been a defensive star today with a steal. However, also, excuse me, she does not have a steal. She has 3 personal fouls. I read the wrong line there. That's my mistake. But 3 personal fouls for her. She has been playing good defense, but just a few fouls from getting a little too close, getting a little too overzealous, trying to go for that ball. And that's just her mentality of hustling. And you can't teach that. Teaching a player to hustle, you can't do that. You can teach them to have proper technique, but having that mentality is something that Tamar Singer has, and it's something you can't instill in a player. They have to learn it for themselves. So might it need to be honed in a little bit at times? Yes, and I think this is one of those times. That's one of the things that Glenn Box and his assistants are going to say to her during this halftime break. I'm sure of it. But she's playing good basketball. She just needs to settle in. And she's contributed 4 points, as I said. Other scorers, Scalia with 3, Taylor, Van Timmeren, and Sicano with 2 points each, amounting to the 43 for the RedHawks. For Cedarville, the lead scorer is Reagan Hubert with 5, then Ella Sellers and Hannah Mace with 4. We also have Chloe Downing with that lone 3-pointer, her only shot, shooting 100% from the floor. And then there's Zajac and Sandel, both with 2. Zajac, I thought, was going to be one of the difference makers in this game. Her only points from free throws. She's already got 3 fouls herself, 3 fouls, 3 turnovers, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal in her 13 minutes of play in these first 20 minutes of basketball. She just needs to settle in here, I think. She's been tasked with some tough matchups with Amber Treader and Ilse DeFries. So there have been some tough matchups for her. But if she can settle in, she can be real dangerous here. She's a really good scorer. She just hasn't really been able to get open with the ball. DeFries and Treader, as I said, have been hounding her and not letting her get an inch of space, because if you give her an inch, she will take a mile of that space, which has emboldened her to become a good scorer. As I said in the pregame last year, she was averaging just under 10.5 points per game. But looking forward to the second half, it's really about, for Miami, it's slowing the game down. And I'm not saying necessarily chew clock. You're up 19 points. You don't need to chew clock. You just need to run your offense. That's the purpose of playing a game like this, is to settle in your scheme, to get your players more comfortable with it. They have a good amount of transfers in this team. They have 6 new transfers in this roster. That's half the team. 6 new transfers out of 12 players. That is half the team that needs to settle into this to this offense as the fans start to file back in with just under 8 minutes to go until the second half tip-off. You need to slow the game down. You need to be able to control the tempo of the game. If you can't control the tempo of the game against Division II Cedarville, it is concerning to think what is going to happen against MAC and other Division I opposition. You need to be able to get in that routine of controlling the game. So that's something that they'll look forward to doing in the second half. As for Cedarville, it is to do the very opposite. It is to play their basketball, which is fast-paced. They've been moving the ball just fine when they're in their possession-based half of the game. But they've done their best in transition, just outrunning Miami. It's just their key is in transition to not be sloppy. When they've been sloppy in transition, Miami has picked that ball right off, and it's been really, really easy for them to convert Cedarville turnovers into points. Their turnover ratio has been pretty solid, with Cedarville having 15 turnovers, Miami with 7. Points off turnovers, Miami off those 15 Cedarville turnovers, Miami with 20 points off turnovers. Cedarville off those 7 Miami turnovers, just 4 points. So Miami has been limiting their damage. Cedarville is getting extorted for it. Their damages are many, and they are rife. Going to go back and do a little whip-around coverage of the women's basketball scene. Not a lot of games going on, but we'll update you on what has happened. And, excuse me, I'm incorrect. What has happened is essentially absolutely nothing. None of the games have started except Akron and Robert Morris. That is 2-0 Akron. Just 45 seconds gone there. So apologies. I thought the game started already. I was wrong. I'm not perfect. It does happen sometimes. As the teams come back out now with just under 6 minutes left, I've already discussed the keys to the second half. My current score prediction is holding up okay. I thought it would be a 72-55 win for Miami. Currently 43-24. I could see it happening. I will put out a disclaimer there. If that does end up being the score, I'm not psychic. I just made a lucky guess. It happens every now and then. But the second half is going to get underway here in about 5 minutes, where I will be back joined with Andrew Relvas on the play-by-play. So I'm going to let you go for now. 5 minutes until tip-off in this second half. You're listening to a presentation of Miami RedHawks women's basketball on RedHawk Radio. Stick around. We'll be back in 5.
All set to go for the second half of action here inside Millett Hall as more and more fans start to get ready for the men's game coming up at 7:30. But first of all, we got a game to win here with the RedHawks up 43-24 over Cedarville, a team in the Division II level near Dayton, about an hour and a half drive away from here. My name is Andrew Relvas, joined alongside Jake Zirolli. And Jake, the RedHawks, like you were talking in your halftime show, they looked a little messy at times, but, you know, the pieces are there for a win. They just need to execute even more.
They've got to settle down. They have to play their basketball. If there's ever a time that Miami should be definitely playing Miami RedHawk basketball, it is right now. This, as I said in my halftime coverage, is a game where you need to test out your scheme. You got to see what works and what doesn't. And Cedarville is just not allowing that to happen. They're playing their game. They're playing fast. They're getting those turnover points. They're getting those fast break points. They're catching them out in transition. Miami's either got to settle down the transition or they got to take control of the basketball. Even though they're up 19, I can see Glenn Box is not happy with that.
RedHawks currently have 12 fouls, like I talked at the end of the break. 12 fouls, a lot of different players have multiple fouls. 7 turnovers for Miami. The good news, however, though, is 15 turnovers on Cedarville and 9 fouls. All set to go. Cedarville moving from left to right in this third quarter. Miami up by 19. Driving inside, took a hard shot. Amber Treader was right there. She brought down Brianna Zajac. No fouls. This will just be out of bounds off of Miami on the near baseline. On the baseline, it's Sellers as she has Reagan Hubert whistle on a foul. And this will be on, looked like, it'll be on Ilse DeFries. So quick foul with 15 seconds in to this third quarter. Up top, here's Reagan Hubert on the right wing. Searching for options as she hands off close. Ella Sellers. Sellers curling around, racing inside. Going for a pass, but we've got another foul, and this will be on Cedarville. It'll be a loose ball foul on Ella Sellers. And that'll give the ball right back to the RedHawks. Nearly another turnover as Tamar Singer finds a wide open Amber Scalia inside the paint, off the glass and in, counted and one. Send Amber Scalia to the free throw line for the three-point play. Foul on Jenna Sandel.
Ella Sellers now finding herself in a bit of foul trouble. 2 fouls after that one down the other end.
And the free throw is good. And the RedHawks are on an 11 run in the last about 2.5 minutes or so. 46-24, RedHawks up by 22 over Cedarville. Racing inside, it is a corner three from Kate Bailing as this one rims off, rebounded by Gonzalez Planella. And the RedHawks work it on the left side. Knifing her way in, Tamar Singer up top. Clara Gonzalez Planella thought about a three. Pivots, works inside, free throw jumper inside. Comes up short, rebound batted around, and eventually cycled over to Tamar Singer. Singer gives it over. Ilse DeFries, right wing three, no. And the rebound goes back to Cedarville. That was picked up by Reagan Hubert. Kate Bailing on the right wing. Bounces inside. As Jenna Sandel against DeFries. It's been a big matchup in this game so far. Kate Bailing inside the heart of this RedHawks defense, and Clara Gonzalez Planella put up a nice shot, and they get the stop. Tamar Singer lobs it inside. Ilse DeFries backing down Sandel, and DeFries wins the battle. The RedHawks are up by 24.
Really nice post work there from DeFries. You don't really see her down on the block very much. She's more outside, but really nice work there.
Inside, wide open is Reagan Hubert. Thought about shooting it before he cycles back. And here's Jenna Sandel inside the post. Double team. 2 RedHawks are there trying to escape. Finds a wide open Kate Bailing for 3 as this one missed off of the left rim. Second chance opportunity. Left wing 3. That one from Brianna Zajac, no. But this will be out of bounds off of Ilse DeFries on the loose ball. So it'll stay with Cedarville here. 7:48 left to go in the third quarter.
Emma K. Martin and Hannah Mace will check in for Kate Bailing and Reagan Hubert.
Now we see Brooke Blumenfeld for Miami. Cedarville trailing by 24. Miami doubling up on the Yellow Jackets. Right wing three. This one is from Ella Sellers. Hit off of the window. And we've got a loose ball foul. Foul on Amber Scalia, so it stops the clock at 7:39. These fouls continue to pile up for Miami.
They sure do. That's 3 on Scalia, the third Miami player with 3 personal fouls.
And now we see Macy Taylor, the Wright State Raiders transfer. Cedarville basketball. Up top, Emma K. Martin has Brianna Zajac. And back over Jenna Sando near the free throw line. Hounded by Van Timmeren, driving inside a righty layup. That one comes up short from Anna Mace, and the RedHawks collect the miss. Tamar Singer, left side, has Macy Taylor. Taylor driving inside, falls right on the baseline, and that'll be a foul on Cedarville. Stops the clock at 7:17. Be a foul on Jenna Sandel. Even though it feels messy, the RedHawks are on a 13-0 run. It feels like it's been a lot closer, but the RedHawks have really dominated these last close to 5 minutes. Wide open is Amber Treader, right elbow jumper. She sinks it, and Miami is up by 26. 50-24 Miami in this third quarter. Inside, Samantha Toney off the glass and in with the right hand, and she gets the first point in nearly 6 minutes for Cedarville.
Well done there for the 6'3" Tony.
50-26 Miami. Treader inside has Herho. Lefty layup, put too much on that one. Battle for the board, and Treader gets it right back, finds a wide open Herho for 3 in the corner, and this one misses. Third opportunity, Treader over to Brooke Blumenfeld. Righty layup off the window and in, and Miami's up 52-26 in the third. 6:20 left to go. RedHawks are rolling. Much better effort in this third quarter. Nearly another steal on the far sideline before the Yellow Jackets work it around. Hannah Mace up top has Toney. They swing it over Emma K. Martin. Martin driving around, lost the basketball, stolen away by Singer. The RedHawks have numbers. Working inside the paint, they kick it out. A left wing 3 for Macy Taylor, rims out halfway home, and the rebound is cleared by Brianna Zajac. Can't get the score. They got the steal though. Up top, right wing 3. This is Emma K. Martin. Hit back rim, too strong. Loose ball foul. This looks like it's on Hannah Mace. Or this will be on Brianna Zajac. Already 4th foul in the quarter for Cedarville.
And that's 4 on Zajac.
So Zajac will take a seat. And the RedHawks diving into their bench more. Mio Sakano against Emma K. Martin has Ilse DeFries on the high block. They give it over Sakano. Working around a screen, Sakano, lefty layup off the window and in for 2. And the RedHawks drop 56-24 here in the third. About halfway into this third quarter, rather, it's 54-26. Emma K. Martin has Yellow Jacket in the corner. Near corner 3, this one rims off as that was Downing. Finds its way back to Emma K. Martin, nearly lost the basketball as the Yellow Jackets are trying to work it inside. But this one tapped out of bounds fiercely by DeFries. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets. And now that'll take us to immediate timeout. So the RedHawks start off the third quarter really strong, ahead 54-26, and they go on an 11-2 run to start off the first 5 minutes and change in this third quarter. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Miami women's basketball on RedHawk Radio. .447 left to go in this third quarter as Miami's up by 28, 54-26 the score. RedHawks are on a 20-4 run the past 7 minutes and 45 seconds. That's very impressive.
They're starting to run away with it here.
Inside off the inbound, Ella Sellers was wide open and she missed the 5-footer. RedHawks grab the miss. It's Nuria Herho. Passes inside to Brooke Blumenfeld. Inside the paint, fadeaway layup. This one comes up short. The rebound is picked up by Taylor. Her layup is a little too strong. And the rebound goes the way of Emma K. Martin. Working from left to right. They kick in the corner, a three-pointer on the near side, and it's good for Reagan Hubert. And Cedarville gets their first three-pointer in a long time. It's 54-29 in the third.
They've been a little cold from deep, only 4 of 18, 22%.
Casey Taylor nearly lost it, gives it back to Nuria Herho. Around the back, threading the needle, hands over Brooke Blumenfeld. In the corner, Mio Sakano, far corner three. This one's too strong. Herho nearly got a hand on it. The second chance opportunity, Blumenfeld, third chance, and it's Herho able to clean it up for a pair. And the RedHawks lead 56-29. So some nice rebounding done by the RedHawks. Out rebounding Cedarville 28-22 and really playing physical against a Division II team. RedHawks as well on a 21-5 run in the past 8:06. And they are taking control against Cedarville here in Millett Hall. We'll keep it here as This looks to be a quick timeout. As a reminder, we've got the men's game coming up at 7:30 in about an hour. The pregame show will supposedly be at 7, but it might get pushed back as that's in about 30 minutes. But you never know, and we'll see which way it goes. Either way, though, the RedHawks are looking strong. We've already got 2 players in double figures, with Treader having 14, almost a double-double for her, and Ilse DeFries a 13-point game so far. So both bigs for Miami, they are cruising against Cedarville.
They're using their athleticism. That's what it comes down to. It's physical stature. They're not that much taller than any of the forwards or the centers for Cedarville, but they're just using their athleticism to get those rebounds. They're hustling. They're getting loose balls. This is really what you want to see, and I'm sure Glenn Box is happy with his forwards. Sure, he just wished that his guards were just slowing the game down a little more, which they've done a better job at in this third quarter so far. They've done a better job settling into the system and not relying on the fast break. They're doing better, moving the ball around, getting shots. And I'm sure that's making Glenn Box much more pleased than he was when the 2 teams charged out for the start of the second half.
RedHawks additionally have forced 17 turnovers on Cedarville, and for Miami only 7. So much better effort. And despite a sloppy start in that first half, things have cleaned up nicely for the red and white.
As a reminder, with the men's basketball game later, that will be on a different link. It is just a different stream. So when this one concludes, just go back into our channel profile. The other one will be right there for you. So just a heads up about that with 3:42 left in this third quarter.
The Yellow Jackets working from left to right. Sellers on the inbound has Emma K. Martin going on the right side. RedHawks looking to continue shutting down this Cedarville team. Ella Sellers up top has a wide open Yellow Jacket. That one was Chloe Downing, and the rebound is put back in for a shot, Chloe Downing, and it's 56-32 here in the third.
Downing's made 2 threes today.
Wide open is DeFries outside the free throw line, and she sinks the jumper. 58-32, up by 26.
Gets her tally up to 13 points, just behind Treader.
Under 3 left to play in this third quarter. Some tight defense by Miami. Emma K. Martin against Amber Scalia. Bouncer up top, working around on the left side. Lost the ball, and it's taken away by Clara Gonzalez-Planella. RedHawks have numbers. Thought about working it inside, and they kick it out to Treader on the far corner. Up top, Blumenfeld. Left wing 3, it's Singer. This one rolls around, and this will be a loose ball foul in Miami. Looked like it was Clara Gonzalez-Planella.
Just her first foul for the night. One of the few RedHawks who has played the majority of the game but is not in foul trouble.
Third foul in the quarter for Miami. And now we see Herho check back in. It is Downing on the inbound, as she has Kate Bailing, and back to Downing. Tight pressure by Herho. Cedarville struggling to get it over the timeline. Gotta hurry, and this is gonna be a violation. Shot clock, or rather a time violation there, and that'll give the ball back to the RedHawks. So really nice pressures. They force a turnover there.
That's a rare one, the 10-second violation. They were able to do it there. Constant pressure.
Tamar Singer inside. Brooke Blumenfeld, the NIU transfer. She puts up a shot, fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line with her team ahead by 24.
She carved out a good piece of space there just at the free throw line. I was a little surprised Cedarville didn't push up its 2 at the block to go meet her. She could have turned around and hit that jump shot, but instead drove and drew the foul.
First free throw from Blumenfeld's good. 27-point lead. And the second one is good. 2 for 2 is Brooke Blumenfeld on the trip, and the RedHawks are up by 28. Their largest lead was 28, and they've matched it here in the third quarter. Trying to get it to 30, trying to force another 10-second violation. And McKay Martin finally finds an opening, and she gets it past the timeline. Under 2 left to play. And McKay Martin lost the basketball, taken away by Tamar Singer. She gets yet another steal, finds a wide open Brooke Blumenfeld for the layup off the glass and in. The steal and score for the RedHawks. They're up by 30, 62-32 in the third.
Really nice there. Singer with the steal and a great pass there. Really nice vision to see the run of Blumenfeld.
RedHawks almost got another steal as Emma K. Martin is open in the corner. Back up top, Samantha Toney. Here's a right wing three for Reagan Hubert. She sinks it, and it's back to a 27-point game. Hubert gets another three-pointer, her third on the night. Near corner tray, Clara Gonzalez-Pinella wide open, missed it short, but the second chance opportunity, a layup off the glass and in for Blumenfeld. She gets 2 more, up to 12 points, and the RedHawks are up by 29.
That's why you always follow your shot. Gonzalez missed that one short, came right back to her, found the pass to Blumenfeld for 2.
Kay Martin over to Samantha Toney inside the free throw line, and she gets the jumper to fall, and it's back to 27. 64-37, RedHawks doubling up on the Yellow Jackets. Right wing, Tamar Singer. Bouncing around up top, Nuria Herho. Straightaway three-pointer, she got it. Nuria Herho gets another three-pointer, and the RedHawks are up by 30, 67-37 in the third.
It's that low arcing shot, but a really nice one there from Herho.
And we've got a foul. Looks like this is going to be on Cedarville. It'll be on Chloe Downing. Downing's second foul. And Nuria Herho will inbound it on the far side. 17 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Shot clock is off. Tamar Singer searching for options. Gets a screen from DeFries on the left side. Lost the ball. Hands off to Herho. 1 second left. Herho puts up a shot. Lefty layup comes up short. And that will conclude our third quarter. A third quarter that saw Miami score 24 points, outscoring Cedarville's 13, and one where they really took control over the Yellow Jackets. Well, we've gone 30 minutes. The RedHawks have looked strong and trying to close it out for the final 10 minutes. Stay with us for the rest of this one with the RedHawks up by 30 over Cedarville. Fourth quarter all set to go inside Millett Hall with Miami up 67-37 over Cedarville. Once again, Andrew Relvas alongside Jake Zirolli. And Jake, the RedHawks, strong 30 minutes. What can they do to close it out against Cedarville?
Well, as crazy train rings out here in Millett, they got to keep things from not getting crazy. They got to keep the game slow. You're up by a bunch. Maybe calm the press down and just run the offense, run the defense, get more comfortable, get some people in who haven't played as much. I see Anna Hurst on the floor right now. I'm sure that'll continue.
She is the lone freshman. RedHawks moving from right to left. Here is Mio Sakano inside the free throw line. She drills it, and the RedHawks are ahead by 32, 69-37 in the fourth.
Sakano gets her tally up to 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting. 3 of 3 from inside the arc.
And now we got a Cedarville turnover, so that'll give the ball right back to the RedHawks. 3 RedHawks are in double figures as well. Can get that up to a lot more depending on how they play it. Mio Sakano left side has Amber Treader for 3 on the near corner. And we've got another foul on Cedarville as Treader was fighting for positioning. A foul on the Yellow Jackets. Stops it at 9:33.
It's going to be Hannah Mace. Boxing out, just got a little too physical.
Treader up top over to Sakano. DeFries back over Herho in the corner, making a nice couple moves against Bowling. They go inside. Here's Amber Treader spinning around. Pretty jumper. Comes up short. 4 Yellow Jackets are all over Hurst, but they touched it last and it'll stay with Miami.
Actually ruling that was off Hurst there. It'll go down. It'll be Yellow Jackets basketball.
Looked like it would have surely went off of Cedarville.
I agree.
Nice pass off to the races. Here is Reagan Hubert. Cuts around near the baseline. They give it up top. Chloe Downing, straightaway three-pointer, no. And the rebound is grabbed by Amber Treader. Big board there for Treader. Nuria Herho trying to stay under control. Treader left side. Sakano back up top. Anna Hurst, the freshman, giving over left wing. Mio Sakano for 3, and she sinks it. Mio Sakano gets a three-pointer, her first of the night, and Miami leads 72-37 in the fourth.
I really liked what I've seen from Sakano in just 13 minutes. She's had a great impact on the game, 9 points and 2 assists, adding a steal as well.
Far corner 3 from Hubert, and she got it up to 4 three-pointers on the night. It's 40-72.
Miami moving the ball well here.
Sakano going over to Ilsa DeFries. The nice pass, searching for Sakano, but Kate Bailing was there. Read that like a book. 8 minutes left to go in this one. Working up top, it is Jenna Sandel. In the corner, Kate Bailing, defended by Herho. Trying to thread the needle and searching there for Hurst, but it's taken away by Sakano. Down low is Herho, finding a wide open Amber Treader off the glass and in for 2. Up to 18 points is Amber Treader, and that'll lead to a timeout for Cedarville. Nice little run here by the RedHawks, as that was a beautiful dime from Nuria Herho, and this will actually be a 30-second timeout for Miami, so we'll keep it here. Not bad for Amber Treader, 18 points and 10 rebounds. Close to a 20 and 10 double-double. You absolutely take that if you're a Miami fan. She was that type of player last year, and she's proving to be that type of player this year again.
That really would be impressive, as she found herself in double figures multiple times last season, and RedHawk fans look to see her in double figures many more times for this go-around.
Ilsa DeFries, also 13 points. Brooke Blumenfeld, 12 points. Mio Sakano, 9 points. Almost 4 players in double figures for the red and white. And those fouls that seemed to be a problem earlier have not really seemed to impact Miami very much. Obviously, Glenn Box talked about in his press conference how this team is going to be 10 deep. They're going to have 10 different players who will play, but in this Division II game, obviously you're going to see everybody playing. So far, everybody's played well against Cedarville. It's good to see everybody coming together on Friday night here inside Millett Hall.
They have gone to their bench a lot, and it's been really good to see for those who are watching. All 12, as I said, and even in the first half, all 12 RedHawks had gotten in for at least a minute. Now they've all gotten in for at least 3. And it's just been really good to watch as I'm currently winning the rock, paper, scissors game here on the Jumbotron in Millett. I'm feeling good. So are the RedHawks. They're up 34. I just lost. That's unfortunate, but we'll be back here in just a minute or two to close out the game. 7:41 remaining. And it should be an easy coast to a win for Glenn Box's team to get them to 2-0 in their first 2 non-conference games.
Take a look at, while we have some time, we'll take a look at the schedule coming up. Miami taking on Oakland. The Golden Grizzlies on the road in their next matchup. That'll be on Monday at 6:30. Then they return home to take on Indiana Southeast on Thursday. So a little bit of a short week before they round out and they take on Bellarmine on next Sunday. That'll be a 2 o'clock start in Louisville. So 3 games next week for the RedHawks. Hoop season is all the way back, and the RedHawks are looking well. Beautiful pass as that was fed to Emma K. Martin. Left wing 3 is in for the Cedarville Yellow Jackets. That was Emma K. Martin, and it's 74-42.
Great baseball pass from, I believe, Zacek.
Zacek has had to sit out for a little bit, but has those fouls not really a factor anymore. 74-42. Inside is Amber Scalia, and she traveled. Took 1 too many steps there. Cedarville basketball moving from left to right. Hannah Mace searching for open Yellow Jackets. Intercepted by DeFries. Sakano finds a wide open Nuria Herho. And Miami resets up top. Scalia inside for DeFries. Her layup a little too strong off the left side. And here come the racing Yellow Jackets. Right-handed layup. That misses from Zacek. And we've got a whistle. And
I think it's a step out of bounds on the baseline.
Turnover on Miami. So they had it right back, but that'll go all the way back to Cedarville. Missed opportunity there. The RedHawks have 13 steals in this one, and they get a 14th there. Taken away by Nuria Herho. Nice awareness there from the third-year player from Spain. Hands it up top to Amber Scalia, trying to control and calm down this offense. Sakano over to DeFries and back over to Clara Gonzalez-Planella. Up top, Herho inside DeFries, spinning away, left-handed layup off the glass and in for 2. DeFries makes it count, up to 15 points, and the RedHawks are up 76-42 in the 4th.
It's 31 points off turnovers for Miami. It's hard to stay competitive in a game with a Division I team if you've got 25 turnovers, and Cedarville is learning that firsthand here.
Zacek inside the paint. Wanted the foul, may have done a little acting there. Either way, it'll stay with Cedarville as that one went off of a RedHawk.
Acting is a noble profession, and it seemed like she did her job there, because it'll be Cedarville ball.
It'll be Reagan Hubert on the inbound on the far baseline, up to 14 points, leading all Cedarville Yellow Jackets. As a reminder, this one won't count for the record for Cedarville, just an exhibition game. It will count, however, for Miami. Inside, nice feed from Tony, but it's intercepted by Scalia. Another steal for the RedHawks. They have been on top of that this game. Scalia hounded, hands off in the corner. DeFries back over. A right wing 3, Macy Taylor floated over the top, nearly went out of bounds, and we've got looks like a foul on Cedarville. Looked initially like it would have went out of bounds as it was close to floating over, but a foul on Emma K. Martin stops it with 5:42 left to go in the game. Hannah Mace back in for Cedarville. Up top here is Brooke Blumenfeld, the former NIU Husky, turning around. Nice jumper inside the free throw line, spinning around, and Miami leads 78-42.
It's 14 points for Brooke Blumenfeld tonight. A good game from her.
36-point lead for the RedHawks. We'll see if they can get it to 40. This would absolutely be a statement if they can get it up to that point. Plenty of game left though, 5:12 left to go. Emma K. Martin working against Scalia. Up top here is Chloe Downing. Her jumper comes up short, grabs her own miss, and she sinks it inside the free throw line. Another second chance point for her, and it is 78-44. 4:54 left to go in the game. Bouncer up top, Blumenfeld over to Macy Taylor. Back up top, Amber Scalia left. Corner three, it's good. Scalia gets it to go from the straightaway side, and it's 81-44 Miami.
It's up to 9 points for Scalia.
RedHawks have made 6 3-pointers. 4.5 left to go. Trying to force another steal. Emma K. Martin inside, fadeaway jumper on the near elbow. That rims out, and Nuria Herho grabs the miss. Herho lefty layup. She was fouled in the process on Brianna Zajac, and that's going to be her 5th, and she's going to be done. And now she will have to take a seat for the remainder of this game.
Her stat line, 2 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist, a steal, 3 turnovers, and those 5 fouls. So not her best night, but she hustled and worked hard out there and did her best to keep up with the Miami forwards.
Yeah, and she will have a good season. As a reminder, this one doesn't count for the record. So it's just a little exhibition, a little warm-up game for Cedarville, and she's going to have a great season, certainly. Here's the free throw for Herho. She gets a pair, and she sinks the first one. Herho in her last game, the season debut, 11 points and 3 rebounds in 25 minutes. RedHawks had a few players in foul trouble as she misses the second free throw. We might have a lane violation, and it looks like we do.
It's going to be on Samantha Toney down there, it looks like.
So Herho gets another one, and she makes it. So she's perfect on the trip.
She'll now come off for Anna Hurst, the freshman coming back on.
Nearly a 40-point lead, 39-point lead for the RedHawks, 83-44 in the fourth quarter. 4 minutes left to go. Inside, Samantha Toney dishing out to Sellers in the corner. Kate Bailing for 3. She got it, and it's 83-47 Miami in the fourth. Now we see this tight zone employed by the Yellow Jackets. Gonzalez Planella working against Bailing on the left wing. Circles around, gives it over Taylor. Up top to Herho. 3.5 minutes left to go, shot clock at 10. Herho working against Emma K. Martin. Left side, here is Gonzalez Planella driving inside the paint, reverse layup. No, great defense by Sellers and this Yellow Jackets defense. And Gonzalez Planella got a little bit too excited there trying to go for the steal, and she fouled her in the process. Stops it at 3:21 left to go. And that's actually the first foul of the fourth quarter, so pretty good considering you had 6 fouls in the first and second quarter.
They've definitely cleaned it up.
Yeah, I was just about to say only 4 fouls total in the second half. And now we've got a backcourt violation. So the RedHawks force another turnover. They forced 27 turnovers against Cedarville. Now, although it is a Division II team, still 27 turnovers is a big mark. They've done a great job defensively tonight. Herho over to Macy Taylor. Taylor circling around, gives it back up top. Blumenfield, right wing three, no. Great hustle by Gonzalez-Planella, and that gives Miami a fresh 20. Gets the rebound on the far side. Nuria Herho working around, driving inside, kicks out in the corner to Taylor. Taylor up and under, falling to the floor, counted and one. Send Taylor to the free throw line. She gets the hoop and harm to count.
Really nice move there from Taylor. The Euro step, left-handed finish under on the right side. Really nice. She hits the ground hard, but she's just fine. She'll have a chance for a three-point play to stretch the lead to 39 for the RedHawks.
Taylor, the Wright State transfer, was an 1,000-point scorer in high school at Troy. And her free throw's good. So that extends the lead to 39 points. Let's see if they can get it to the big 4-0. RedHawks, even with 2.5 minutes left, they're still playing tight defense. Exactly what you want to see on a Glenn Box-led group. That's what they're known for. Kate Bailing in the corner, thought about a three, but Taylor picks her right back up on the near corner. Sellers almost lost it, but it was last touched by Clara Gonzalez-Planella. Tipped out of bounds on the near sideline. The RedHawks are additionally 14 for 17 from the free throw line, really shooting it well from the charity stripe. Ella Sellers, lefty layup, hit the side of the backboard, second chance opportunity. That one comes up short for Westling, the Biola transfer, and Miami grabs the miss. They can extend it to 40 points here, and Nuria Herho, lefty layup over the top. A floater, it counts, and Miami leads by 41 in the fourth. And looks like Sellers is hurt. She had the basketball, lost it, and she is hobbling on her way to the Cedarville side. This is not good for the Yellow Jackets.
Looks like she's favoring, looks like it's the right leg.
And she takes a seat behind the Cedarville bench. This is not a good sign. Usually when a player has to hobble off of the bench, it's a serious injury, and we hope it's not serious with her here.
Looked non-contact as well. Looked like she just took a bad step, which unfortunately could mean an array of things. So we hope she's okay. She's going to have a real good season for this Yellow Jackets team.
88-47, Miami ahead on Cedarville. Work it on the right side. This is Laker, and the pass is taken away by the RedHawks. Off to the races, righty layup, no. That was Emily Van Timmeren. She comes up with it short, and Cedarville grabs the miss. Right side, Hannah Mace up top. They give it over. Kate Bailing searching for some space on the left wing, spinning around, corkscrew layup, lefty over the top. And this one misses, but a foul is going to be on Miami, as it looked like Macy Taylor took a hard fall. She got right back up. So we got about 70 seconds or so until the end of this one. The RedHawks are going to improve to 2-0 as they take care of business against a Division II team. But free throws coming up, might be potentially the last of the night for either side, as this will be Kate Bailing, one of the starters, back at the free throw line.
Seems there's a wet spot somewhere in the lane. Lovely work there from the court attendant. See, those are the guys that make college basketball run. You don't have sports without guys like that. So same way on the football broadcast, we shout out the special teams. On the basketball broadcast, we shout out the attendants. They're doing the work that nobody wants to.
And now we got another wet spot. This one a little bit in front of the near sideline, and hopefully cleared up.
Standing ovation for him as he runs off.
And here's Kate Bailing at the free throw line. She makes the first one. Bailing making her first free throw on the night, up to 3 points. And she makes the second, now up to 4 points. 88-49, 39-point lead for the red and white. Trying to get it back up to 40. Tight pressure towards the midcourt. Clara Gonzalez-Planella. Gonzalez-Planella in the corner. Anna Hurst, the near corner three. This one is ripped out of bounds, swatted away by Harmony Laker.
Yeah.
The freshman wing.
From Wayland, Michigan, her first minutes of the day.
64 seconds left to go in the game. Nuria Herho directing traffic. Gives it up top, Clara Gonzalez-Planella. Shot clock at 8. The RedHawks got to cook something up here. Gonzalez-Planella driving inside. Finds Emily Van Timmeren off the glass, too strong. And that'll turn things over back to Cedarville. 40 seconds left to go. 2 more possessions left in this game, likely. Bailing up top. Give it over on the high block. They swing it outside of the free throw line. A jumper from Hannah Mace, as this one is out of bounds off of Cedarville. And Miami will have it for the final 24.1 with the shot clock turned off. Herho on the inbound goes to Clara Gonzalez-Planella, and Herho gets it right back. Crosses the timeline, holds things past the right wing with Kate Bailing close to her, and that'll do it here inside Millett Hall. Miami will improve to 2-0 as they take down the Cedarville Yellow Jackets by a score of 88-49. The RedHawks get a huge 39-point victory over a Division II team, and as expected, the RedHawks looked really good tonight.
Yes, they did. That was a good performance from them. Especially the second quarter, there were some question marks about whether or not they were settling in. As we detailed, half of this team are new transfers, so we didn't really know how they would gel. But when they were met with a little bit of adversity, when Cedarville started to show some fight in that second quarter, they pulled away. They went on that 21-4 run in the second quarter into the third. And it was just a really good performance from Miami. After that, sort of saw the game out and got a little more into their offense, which I'm sure Coach Glenn Box will be very happy about.
Certainly, and for Miami, they shot 49% from the floor, 27% from deep, and 82% from the free throw line. Leading scorer, Amber Treader, 18 and 10. She got a double-double, and Ilsa DeFries a near double-double, 15 and 8. For Cedarville, they will go over and face off against the Quincy Hawks in their first game next Friday at 8:30 in Missouri. It'll be a Missouri tournament. And meanwhile, for the Miami improving to 2-0, they'll take on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies from the Horizon League on Monday at 6:30 p.m. in Michigan. Well, that's going to do it for me, and I will turn it over to you, Jake, for the rest of this one in the Red Hawk Radio post-game show.
All right. We are here for the post-game show, finishing up the coverage for the women's game before we get into the men's one. As said earlier, my name is Jake Zirolli, and an 88-49 thumping of the Cedarville Yellow Jackets for the Miami RedHawks today. And a win that they frankly just needed to work out. They just needed that win to happen. When you bring in a Division II team like this, as I've said before, and you're looking to just try some things out. You're looking to get more comfortable with your offense. And in that second half, that's what they did. I had voiced that as a concern in the first half, that they weren't settling in enough, that they weren't really getting into their scheme. They were more just letting Cedarville run the game fast, and that is not how Miami plays under Glenn Box. They don't play fast basketball. They play, I wouldn't say slow basketball, but controlled basketball, and there is a difference. Their defense, again, starring, only allowing 49 points, albeit it is Division II opposition, but 49 points is 49 points. Really, really well done from the defensive side of the ball. Miami amassing 28 turnovers, a tremendous amount, even against the Division II side. 16 steals. Nuria Herho leading the line there with 4. Also chipping in with steals with 2 was Tamar Singer, Clara Gonzalez with 1, excuse me. Tamar Singer with 2, Elise DeFries with 1, and Mio Sakano with 1 as well, the junior from Japan. Scoring pretty evenly balanced. Definitely leading the line was Amber Schroeder, as we said earlier, with 18 points. DeFries behind her with 15. Blumenfeld just behind with 14. Those are the 3 RedHawks in double figures. But then after that, Sakano with 9, Herho with 7, Scalia with 9, Taylor, Gonzalez, and Singer with 5, 5, and 4. Van Timmeren with 2. Unfortunately, Anna Hurst, the only RedHawk to play, who did not get on the score sheet. But every RedHawk did play. The freshman Hurst even getting 7 minutes in. Just a really good all-around performance for the RedHawks, and what I liked most was the points off of the turnovers. I mentioned that they got 28 turnovers. They turned that into 36 points off of those turnovers, and that's what's really important, isn't it? That's what's important, is capitalizing off of those. So this is going to be a shorter post-game here for the women's game. Not a whole lot to say that we haven't already, and we got the men's game coming up right after. So really quick, I'll whip around for some women's score coverage. Let's see what we got here. Only one top 25 game going on. Tennessee at the end of the first quarter up 27-5 over East Tennessee State. So should be a cruise to a win for the Lady Vols. In the MAC, Akron, excuse me, Akron and Robert Morris tied at 29 through the first half. Akron coming back. They were down 5 at the end of the first quarter, coming back to even up the score. Eastern Michigan up 22-2 over Canisius. The Eagles are rolling out in Buffalo with 9:34 left in the second quarter. Eastern Michigan up 20 over there. That is going to do it for our coverage of the women's game today. Miami getting the win over Cedarville, 88-49. My name is Jake Zirolli. Thank you for joining me and Andrew Relvas for this broadcast of Miami RedHawks women's basketball. We'll be back in just a few minutes, 5 at most, so I can get my own pregame show in for the men's team, who currently come onto the court right now to face the Trinity Catholic Trolls. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hop over to the other link. This has been a presentation of Miami RedHawks women's basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Thank you for listening. I will see you in a few minutes. Stay tuned.